let's continue in this getting started chapter. So we have done the additions and the licensing discussion, and in the last video we discussed help and support resources. For this, from this video, we will have some numbers of the contents about some sampling work in our this Sparx system tools project. So we explore some of more resources. So in our this tool, we close the learning center, and in the mind map, you can see here it's starting to introduce how to create, how to set up perspective, adding content, view your content, publish your content. This we haven't done try in the trial version edition, and the navigate and the searching. So I just having missed our A, and the collaborating, sharing, help, and the next. So those are the things we will try to go through. So that first is the create project. We tried this in the trial edition already, but we can have some more details. So it's easy to get started. Well, with this, with a few minutes, you can have a project set up, and in some hours, you can have your model populate and your own content, and be well on the way getting unprecedented value from the tool. Project actually is a name, also really our repository, more technical word for the container where you can place your model. So that is the repository naming, the same as the other EA tool, I hope. Productivity tool will get you off to fly. And still, first thing to create a repository that will store elements, diagram, documents, discussion. So we have our file-based repository that you can set up. You can happy work and by placing the file on network drive. So I put that in my hard drive and commit to the remote GitHub, so I can have also the version control. But for now, I don't have the collaboration enabled, but we can test that later on. And also, we can have a cloud-based repository, we can have server-based repository. And as mentioned earlier, for the corporate edition, I think we also have the capability to make our repository in the database. So that's also our interesting part where we can test. But for now, I just put that as our local file, as in the trial edition. So the start page opened when you launch the part. So I already have those. I closed everything. And then the total recent. And we can have open, create new. So I already closed those, let me close those unnecessary parts, but I didn't know how I can display start page. So here you can see the start page. You can go to the open project. How I can disable here, this portal. I don't find our way, so portal, show toolbar, the portal publishing. Well, these are the publishing. This one, hide. Okay, now I got a little more space. And when you click this icon, I think you just display this start page, and we create a new. That will open this new project creation. So earlier video we have this trial repo create, And now you can rename this model node using the suitable name. So like it's your organization or your project name. So project example, let's just use our simple name. When we have this create, let's just wait seconds. I think we are here. So we can also rename. In the browser window, press F2. I hope you can use F2, but there's no menu button to do the rename. So that's our tricky. So I hope we have all the potential. So developer design, no rename. Double click is not work, only in the F2. So I use my name as the model. So browser window is the default root, which is the starting point. So now it's not named as model. That's good. You can continue to add other package to the browser window. So let's first, I think that's no save. So it's automatically saved. The structure will depend on what type of enterprise or project you are working. Two common ways to work are is a single repository that contain organizational level and all project level, a single organization level repository, and a separate repository for each project. So let's depends on our detailed complex contents. Just the two common ways for structure this, but there are many other ways. So let's continue. So setting up the perspective. EA is a feature-rich tool, provide a full range of almost all modeling content. I think these are really powerful here. So we have this perspective. So we can select on your use case when you do the work. The tool has many features, help you stay focused on what you are doing. To ensure you get best out of the tool, to stay focused, EA provide perspective allow focus modeling context. Once you select the perspective, the other features are never far from hands. And anytime you want to use, you can just choose another perspective. Starting and change is straightforward. So we can just click requirements, then we can just see the requirements perspective. Now we only have these 5 the model diagram for requirements. And the ribbon provide the welcome. So those are this ribbon. For example, working with diagram, you will use the layout ribbon. So layout is here. So those is not activated because I'm not in some editing mode. Well, the ribbon make it easy to find feature. There's a universal way to locate a tool. So these are the manage. If let's see where the find command option is conventionally located at the end of the ribbon. Let's find that is this one. Find the command. So this is the find package. Baseline. We make that bigger. Here also the perspective you can choose. But where is that find? I don't see. If you know, you can correct me. So test execution. Oh, here is the find the local file. So this is not what we are going to use. So should have something to find our command. Do I miss any layout? Oh, here. So let's see. So find file. Find code. Code find. I think it's not like this. It's interesting, so let's keep on that. But if I put in here, so package, find our package. Let's see baseline. Manage, new search, find in project, manage. I'm back. I just think this possible will be the version difference since I'm the 16.0 and this user guide is already is 16.1. So as this mentioned, I couldn't see this find command option at the end of the ribbon bar next to the last ribbon. So here there's a usually setting next to. So I cannot find this find command. So let's leave on this. Workspace, portal. So if we have our portal here, so you can have my workspace. Let me see. Workspace is here. My workspace, and you can have the design, and you go to requirements, and then you have more detail about traceability, and they have this default. Suppose you are doing requirements modeling. In the case, you can choose requirements workspace available for the design group. So these are the predefined. You have a browser for your project resource. You have the traceability and the properties according for the requirements, nodes, and also kind of this portal, then the discussion. So that gave you some the predefined selection of those the workspace content. This one I think is interesting. BA book, business analyst. You can also save any number of your own workspace with the window and tool feature. Let's just go further. So and then add the model content. We try this in the trial edition. So this is, I believe, will be practiced more and more. So in the future, so the method you choose will depend on your model content. For example, if you are setting up a repository, it would be usually to import a list of the elements from a spreadsheet. So that is one convenient way. So the common way to add content to a repository are diagramming using toolbox, using browser window, model for pattern, specification manager, import from our spreadsheet, import image, copying from another repository. This one, import imaging is interesting. At least in the Archi tool, as well as the essential tool, because essential using ontology concept in Prodigy, you cannot use our image in this class and individual the kind of the manner and RP. You can also not import image, but RP has the specialization feature, so you can put some icon on your notation. So that is the image, but depending on what this image means. And then we have the toolbar. So show toolbar. If we see here, our model diagram toolbar is this one. Use case. So no, not this one. Default tool is here. You can enable the different tool, diagram, publish. So depending on what we will going to build, the toolbars can be the context-based. So let's going further. So creating diagram is one of the easiest way. When you add element and the connector from the toolbox to our new or existing diagram, these elements and the connectors are also created and add to the package. The added element will immediately visible in the browser part. So if we have this browser, in this example, a modeler has added new requirements and the use case to the diagram. So use case, requirements, mapping, using a UML realization. So let's create our new, let's add our model using wizard. See the use case requirements, create a diagram, select. So let's try to diagram. It's on the requirements, diagram type. It's not allowed to create. So I think it's remember last time is when we do this, we should do our one level hierarchy. Let's see what this looks like. Is this one? We want to have our use case. So let's go to the use case. This need to be getting familiar is after we have more diagrams working together. So let's make O and then search use case diagram. Let me see here. These are, we have this use case and we need our requirements. Use case with activation, so which one will be proper for us? This we have used. Those are just the basic parts. I just try to see how we can make something. So requirements, use case, mapping. Well, where is that? Do we have requirements with realization? This is like Archimate. So not like this. Functional basic test model. Test requirements. These are requirements 2 level. Composite requirements traceability is too complex. So just wanted to find one requirements and then use our use case diagram. Maybe I put this one, create a model, add 2. Let's add 2 here. I will delete this. So I need to try to understand the sequence of making our model. So now I have this is model. Let's delete that. Do I have the delete this, and then save. So now I have this diagram. Make this toolbar requirements, but I don't need so many. This is the test case. I need our use case. So shall I find that? User story. What's this user story? So not like, oh, that's the use case. Oh, okay. So we have this tool. Let's not create that. It's to all. And I just wanted to have one use case for now. So delete unnecessary one, same as the requirements. And yeah, you can use control, but if I use shift, oh yeah, it's okay. So let's make the quick thing. So this one is the requirements. Let's just stop and typing. You can double click the requirements, then you can start to typing. Let me make pause. So after I have this and this, I put this also into my name. So requirements, we can rename this here and apply. So now we have this as the requirements, and then we have the use case. So we don't need this toolbar. So we have the use case here, but I don't know why they have this cross. So this is not shall I change the relation? So we need to use the realization line type advanced. Oh, change type. I think these are good. You don't need to delete that. The recent Archimate tool, they also adding this kind of the change the type. But do I have the realization? Generalization. Use the realization. So connect type. So from the use case to the requirements, there's no realization. Nasty. Let me delete this and try to delete from the model. So that's the similar to the other two. So if you choose the first one, it's just delete from the view or the diagram. You need to delete from model. Let's keep this unchecked because sometimes it's better to have this warning. So let's see. So click here, and this the quick link. Let's try. Come to here. Oh, here is the realization. And let me just another try. So here, if I want to change type, oh, realization is not by default on this connector type. But if I manually connect that, you see this realization. So that is interesting. So, but good thing is at least means we can use the realization relation to have that. Let me come to here to see test case. From test case, do I have our test case? Where is that test case coming? Oh, let me press F2. So test case 1. So these are not use case. So these are the test case. So I think we need our use case. So let me try to put toolbar. Where is the, no, that's the, not this one. So how I can put my toolbar back? This I can close. So I don't need this test case. I delete that and delete the folder. But what I need to do is to put diagram, not this one. Connect element. Let me try element. Suppose it's this one. And I can try this here. No, it's not this one. So where is the toolbar? Here. Okay, so within the design parts. So using the one diagramming tool is you need to try yourself for many things. So I don't need this test case. I need to find a use case. Oh, that's not only the test case. Issue. How I can find use case? Oh, here. We can switch to. Let me see. So this is the requirements. Where does the testing coming? So is that from test domain? Test. Why I have that one earlier? Components. No. I didn't select in the beginning, but it's quite. I cannot remember how that's coming, but it's good. It's click this 3. The line you get here. Use case. Is this the search command? Let me back to this one. Here is if I say baseline. Oh, no. So that's still I couldn't find this how to make that. So, but good now is we have a use case. We place one use case here and give a name. You can use these nodes and the properties, but to myself is if I can model that directly on the element, that will be more direct. So now we have this one, and let's click this, try to use the, okay, so need to find, oh, okay, realization. Oh, that's perfect. So they have some color coding. So Let me see whether we can make some adjustment on the color. So advance this one. So if I choose this, is this changing? No, not changing directly. But I think well, we should have some way to make the appearance. Oh, here. This is the. Oh, why there's no hints here? If I put my mouse here, I hope. But I can try to guess. This is with A. That's a font color. This will be the fill. And what's this? So let me anyway put on some dark blue. Okay, what's this? This should be the, oh, this will be the edge. So edge will be here. Okay, now, but how I can make the left part in yellow, that also very interesting. Select default image, default appearance. If we put a default background, border, oh, this will set our default. So use rectangle compatible image. Yeah, that's possible. Will be the some settings, but at least we can have this way. So you can make the you can select both two, and I think here we may have the align. So align top, same height. So if we put if you have this one, and you can select the same height, and then same width, and align center vertical. Okay, so now I can control the layout. And after I added this here in our requirements, basic, let's also press F2, change this one from the default name, use this lighting. I don't like is they create this in the folder. So if you don't have a special reason, I suggest delete unnecessary folder, because you only have one element. So that looks the better. So I like such kind of simplify. And let's continue. Use the browser. So we have a project. Browser window is the key mechanism for navigating through our repository. We have the content. So now we have these requirements. These are the three content. And diagram, we have one diagram. And this diagram has why this requirements is separate. And we have this relationship. And oh, this is the use case. So within our diagram, we have a use case as the source of this realization tool. And then this requirement has the destination from this realization. So from analysis of social media feed, from this one. So then that's the diagram, and here is some resources. We haven't do this yet. The hamburger menu provide more options, including insert an element directly into the repository without using a diagram. Where is the hamburger? Add the diagram. Oh, I can also directly drag our element here. The browser window has a number of tabs, so entire project, context, diagram, resource, so we already have that. If you move your cursor, it's still there, so press ESC to uncheck that. Model from pattern, so Enterprise Architect has productivity tool that allow you, so this is the new package, this is new diagram, and you can move element up and down. So I put our diagram down. I hope is where is the diagram? Can I move that down? No. How was the order or sequence? What's mean move element up and down? Move current element down within its package. Within its package. So that means it should allow me. No, it's not working. Find the contact. Oh, that is what we have. So now I can find this context. Using the new model from pattern. So new model from pattern. Here is our pattern. All the requirements we have those as our perspective. When you change perspective, available pattern will be different. So, okay, requirements. So I think that's also depending on the version. So requirements. I should not use the old requirements. Now they same. So 5. Specification manager, I haven't used that before. It's a great tool for viewing and adding content to the repository using a familiar word or spreadsheet. So that is powerful. It's particularly useful when you have a list of items that contain descriptive name, textual, or requirements or capability. So I believe it's for business capability model. I can use this to do the import. It can be used for any elements. So where? Car park ball. So you can switch to other view from the special subject list. So special specification manager. Where is that? So let me close this one. Specification manager. Specialized. What's this one? Let me try to find. Okay, so I think I find that is under design. So you need to make this bigger. So in the design, here is our specification view. Use this to edit package content in a familiar document style. So if I click this, now our model content is put in here. So if I edit this like a word, so requirements, I can add this as a use case. How I can save? So maybe I just press. Oh, it's already updated here. So then I click design and switch. Or you can have the list view. So that's the like our spreadsheet. Status is the proposed. Where is the status? Let's see, is mandatory. Apply. Now we have this also change that. Again, if I think it's for certain the time-based the modeling, this Gantt chart would be interesting. So back to here, and if you finish the editing, you just close that, and then open the of a view, then the content is changed. So that's the specification manager. Import from spreadsheet. So how this coming? So this I don't change, make that for now. Next video, I may prepare some the source file. Then we can do that. But first, let's see where I can find that. It's under publish. Publish. Is this under publish? CSV? Oh, import. Import package. Oh, CSV. CSV import export. CSV exchange. I may also try to see if I model something in RP and then export towards CSV, whether that is the workable. So these need to understand import from CSV. They must have some templates. So specification, the name, then how this will be used. It's possible to import information. In this operation, you can make the format and content detail should resemble this. But I believe is we must have some specification to define the templating or mapping file. Model exchange list available permission. So that we may try to make later. And import image. That's the interesting. You can create an expressive diagram that comply with the standard industry best practice, also including compiling vector or vector-based image. Use the tool. You can, let's see, where is the image? You can import your image as a set of the star. Technology, the tool. That's the XML. Import package is not the image. Publish, print. At least it's not in this publish. The tab is here on the setting. Here you see the image manager. But how I can find that is I just use the help, search help. So that is our tool that you can use. Like just type is image. And it will load the online search results. So first one is good enough. So you can see here, click that. You can see ribbon, setting reference data image. So that is what I found. So you can also keep using the help and then go to this one. And you can put some nice image, add new. Let me see. That is the one. So if I come to my picture, so do I have this as my logo? So I put this here. So then how I can using this? Use the tool. You can add numbers. You can import your image asset and the start of the project, or just as you need for a particular diagram. Appearance. Select image. Asset. Not in the here. So let me see. Oh, here, alternative. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so even it's not too much reasonable. So, but that means is now this image is as my use case. So that is interesting. And copying from another repository, you can import model content from other repository. Simple copy and paste using clipboard, explore. So this one, when they have more models cross, then we can try to do that. But I highly recommend this if you are in the collaboration mode. Try use this way, copy and paste in very sensitive manner, because you may destroy something that others already use, overwrite, or even if you may create some on the duplications. So those things are something is we need to validate during your day-to-day work. So let's stop to here. We have finished on the first three, and we will use the next video to continue on these the key features the exploring. Thank you for watching.